Hello, my name is Kevin Householder, and this is my first video. My goal with these videos is to talk about sports that I follow, as well as different stories going on in the sports world. In this video, I'll be talking about the Chicago White Sox rebuild. For those that do not know, the main goal for a rebuild is to trade away your major league players for talented prospects in the minor leagues. With this, you are receiving younger, talented players with hopes that when they reach the major league level, you will be an overall better team than you were before the trade. Rebuilds aren't fun. They test the fan base. They make it hard for you to watch your team day in and day out. They separate the fair weather fan from the diehard fans. Back in December of 2016, the White Sox made one of the tougher decisions they had to make. They traded away their best player in Chris Sale to the Boston Red Sox for infielder Yoan Moncada, outfielder Luis Alexander Basabe, and pitchers Michael Kopech and Victor Diaz. A day later, they traded Adam Eaton to the Washington Nationals for pitchers Lucas Giolito, Reynaldo Lopez, and Dane Dunning. This effectively kickstarted their rebuild before the start of the 2017 season. During that season, they also traded Jose Quintana to the Chicago Cubs for infielders Brian Fleet and Matt Rose, outfielder Eloy Jimenez, and pitcher Dylan Cease. With the White Sox trading away talented players from their roster, in turn, they were not winning many games, which led to them having top 10 first-round draft picks in 5 out of the last 6 years. The players they drafted are pitchers Carlos Rodon and Carson Fulmer, catcher Zach Collins, pitcher Zach Birdie, third baseman Jake Burger, shortstop Nick Madrigal, and first baseman Andrew Vaughn, in that order. For those that do not follow the White Sox religiously like myself, this may not seem like much, but with the moves they've made and the players they've drafted, the White Sox are making themselves a better team. The White Sox are 2.5 years into a 5-year rebuild. They have shown flashes of being a talented team and shown flashes of being a team that still has a lot to learn. They have at least 2 more years to continue to grow as a team and start to see if they have what it takes to make the playoffs consistently. I believe they will be a playoff team by as early as next year with some key players getting healthy. This team has a lot of talented young players with a healthy mix of veteran presence. Their possible roster next year could consist of Jose Abreu if they sign him in the offseason, Yolmer Sanchez until Nick Madrigal gets called up, Tim Anderson, Yoan Moncada, James McCann if they re-sign him, which I believe they should. He's been a revelation at catcher for the young pitchers, and he's hitting the ball tremendously, with Zach Collins as his backup catcher, Eloy Jimenez, Luis Robert, assuming he gets called up next year around May or June, and Leury Garcia, a strong utility guy that plays every position in the outfield as well as shortstop. Not to mention their starting rotation, which would consist of Lucas Giolito, Michael Kopech, Carlos Rodon, once he's healthy, Dylan Cease, and Reynaldo Lopez, with Dane Dunning on the outside looking in. I believe we are approaching a time where the Chicago White Sox will be a team that others fear to face, and that time is coming. Before I finish up, I'm going to give you a handful of names in the White Sox minor league system that I think you should keep an eye on. Those names are Steele Walker, Bernardo Flores, Will Kincaid, Luis Lito, Bennett Souza, Cody Hewer, Gavin Sheets, Alec Hansen, Blake Battenfield, Blake Rutherford, and Ian Hamilton. Get excited, Sox fans. Until next time, I'm Kevin Household.